Hey folks, this is Vent with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and welcome to episode 18 of the DGA podcast. I am your host, Vince, and with me is...
Your tumor! Idly!
Yay!
Just kidding, your better half.
Yay. Sorry, wrong button. I meant this one. No, didn't mean that one either. Okay, my buttons are all screwed up. How about... Let's see if this works. There we go, claps. Okay, so yeah, we're off to a great start. Episode 18. So, last podcast, I hesitate to use last week because right now the schedule's all up in the air. But last podcast, we did a New Year's themed podcast where I think we did top 5 New Year's resolutions that all game developers should honor. And I wanted to do something similar to that. These are going to be the top 5 New Year's resolutions that gamers should honor. So not only do I have beef with developers, I have beef with gamers. So basically, I hate everyone. I'm kidding. Yes, good. Boo. Please, boo. Okay.
I'm very much the opposite. I love everyone.
You're fired.
You're fired.
No, you gotta spread more love and positivity around the world, less negativity.
I agree with that, but there are certain things that irk me.
Yeah.
All around, just they irk me, and I'm guessing this is a complaint list, really. I mean, maybe that's what this is. Maybe I'm starting off the new year just in the mood to complain. First developers, now gamers. I'm gotta wonder who I'm gonna pick on next, but
That's a good New Year's resolution, just to complain.
yeah, I like that. It's easy for me to do. Honestly, I'm a critic. I can complain when I want to complain. So, all right. Wrong button. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Top 5 New Year's resolutions that gamers should honor. These are in no particular order, and I don't have video for anything, so we're just going to talk. So, do you want to go first this time, or do you want me to go first?
It doesn't matter, whichever one.
You go first.
Okay, my 5th one, my 5 of this top 5 is just a general respect other people's play styles.
Interesting. That is not one I had on my list. Well, kind of, sort of, but that's kind of cool. So what do you mean by that? Feel free to engage.
There are so many people that play very differently than everyone else. You know, like there's casual players, there's hardcore players, there's people who like challenges, people who just want to be laid back, people who like RTSs better than first persons. And I mean, there's so many different varieties of gamers, and I think we should all respect one another's play styles. You know, I'm so sick and tired of hearing, oh, this is better because, you know, it's more challenging. And it's like, no, if somebody wants to take it a notch back and just relax, you know, respect their difficulty meter, I guess.
I'm gonna run your comments there through the Star Trek computer and verified. Yes, that is okay.
Okay.
So yes, affirmative. Yes. So I agree with that completely, 100%. That's why difficulties exist, and difficulty levels and settings are not a new thing. Difficulty settings have been around since the Nintendo Entertainment System. I mean, yeah, some games don't offer difficulty settings, you know, but other games did, and I hate it when people are like, well, you just need to learn to get good, or you just need to learn to do this, play better. Are you gonna, you know, let people walk all over you for the rest of your life, or are you gonna buckle down and learn how to play the game? And no, like, I don't want to like talk too much because that will actually get into some of my stuff that I want to say for some of my top 5 answers. But I do agree with the fact that every game should have multiple difficulty settings. And like you said, people should respect the fact that this person likes a challenge. This person just worked a 12-hour shift. They're tired. They just want to unwind a little bit. They don't want to play a game that they're going to beat their head against the wall to play. You know what I mean? That's not relaxing to me.
And I'm not even always talking about difficulties. I'm just talking about any game. Like, if you don't like a certain game, you know, you should still respect someone else who likes that type of game, you know, except for hentai games. Or, like, if they're playing Facebook
Wait, let me check on that. Verified. Yes. Go ahead. You're good. Just
So if
yeah.
they're playing like a Facebook game or some type of idle game, it may not be to your liking, but if it's to theirs, keep an open mind. Just be like, okay, that's cool. Maybe it's not my thing, but
Hmm.
good on you.
Even in game, when it comes to different classes, like you've got these MMOs with like 10 different classes, and you have people, you've got thousands of people that prefer the DPS class, and then you've got like one tank and one healer. You know what I mean? And some people are like,
Exactly.
well, you need to learn the tank, or you need to learn the healer, or you need to learn, there's too much DPS all around. But, you're criticizing other people for their choices in the classes that they like.
Yeah.
But it's what they like to do, so you have no right to tell them what to do, in my opinion.
I actually have an example.
Okay.
So on Heroes of the Storm, you know how I play PvP ARAM, which is just one lane Samoba, and the team required a healer, but I didn't want to be a healer, so I
Hmm.
picked a mage. We had no healer. Everyone got really on me, and I said, I'm not very good with the healer. I'd rather be this type of person because I dominate with her. And they just really got on me, and we ended up winning. I got the most damage, not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm just saying
Uh-huh.
I played a lot better with her than I would have a healer. And I think you have to play to your strengths.
What this comes down to is this.
Humans make illogical decisions.
Yes,
Well, yes.
humans make illogical decisions constantly, and yes, I agree.
Mhm.
So I like that. I like that answer.
So what was your five?
Number 5. Again, no particular order, and this bothers me. I see this a lot.
Okay.
Gamers, quit defending solo developers for slow progress. I hate that.
I forgot about fanboying. Dang it.
It bothers me. Like, okay, on a regular basis, there's always two camps. You've got this game that an update comes once every couple of months. Okay, you've got people in the forums going, "Where are the updates?" I've done everything possible in the game. I would like more content. When's it coming? And then you've got other people that jump in and go, "Well, this is a solo dev. You need to give them a break." Blah 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 blah. Bull crap. Bull freaking crap. You know what the standard
Language.
measure is? The standard measure is money, okay? If I paid $15 for a game that a solo developer is making, and $15 for a game that is AAA or one made by a gazillion developers, it doesn't matter. I expect equal content out of both of them because they both cost $15. Had the game in question only cost $2 and these updates weren't coming very often, okay, fine. I can kind of see that. You're paying for what you get, or you get what you pay for. But in the case where you're paying 15, 20, 25, 30 bucks for something, and then you're going to go, well, I'll make an exception because it's a solo developer. Do we make those kind of exceptions in review scores? Do we go, well, this game really is a 7 out of 10, but because it's a solo developer, we're going to make it an 8 out of 10. Do people really do that? No. Well, maybe people do. I've seen that on Steam reviews as well. Well, they'll go, well, it's made by a solo developer. And yes, that is an amazing feat, okay? I'm not going to diminish the fact that, developing a game by yourself isn't challenging. I'm not going to say that it isn't, really hard to do. I'm simply saying that you should not be made allowances. If you're going to make a shoddy a product, you need to be called out on it. You know what I mean? If you're not doing good enough, you need to be called out on it, and you need to find ways to make it better. Again, when it comes to the market, just the market, if a customer walks up to two products, product A and product B, if they're the same price, B offers more than A, they're going to buy B. That's just economics. That's just standard. But they're not going to go, well, product A was made by a solo developer, so I should really... No, when it comes to their wallets, people will tend to buy the better product. That's why reviews exist. That's why comparisons are always being made. What's better, this game or this game? This car or this car? People are constantly comparing things because they want to know what the better deal is. And to sit there and go, well, it's a solo dev, so you need to make an exception. No, you paid money for a product. You deserve the same amount of content and quality response that some other game is of the same price, even if it was made by several developers. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with that whole make allowances bullcrap. If a solo dev is charging $15 for a game and they're not delivering, call them out on it. Don't be making excuses for them. It's your money. You paid money for a product. That's like going to McDonald's, and if you didn't get the burger you wanted that you paid for, what do? You send it back and you ask for a fixed version. That's what people do in real life. And to accept a crappy burger, you're doing the same thing. You know, if you're doing that on Steam, then, you know, realistically, you're just sort of accepting whatever burger you're given and not doing anything about it. Sorry, I'm very passionate about this.
Yeah, that's a pet peeve of, I'm sure, most people.
It bothers me to no end when I see that. People are accepting substandard product when they do that. And when one solo developer gets wind of that, other solo developers are going to follow suit, and they're going to go, well, I'm just not going to try as hard because now I've got this I'm a solo dev advantage. I can make a shoddy product, and half of the customer base are going to defend me, despite the fact that I'm being lazy and not releasing as much as I should be. You know what I mean? No, I don't believe that should be the case. Whether you're a solo dev, a dev of 3 people, a dev of 20, a team of 20 people, it should not matter. $15 is $15 is $15. Same quality across the board. That's what it is. If you can't do that, then lower your price. Lower your price. Any thoughts?
I agree. I think if a solo game dev does make a product, price it with just price it realistically, you know, or be very transparent about it. And you know, if no updates are coming through, let the community know. You know, I've said this many times, Phasmophobia. Great game, it's great, but he's not releasing the updates quickly enough. Now, one can argue, well, Vince, you've got several hundred hours now in Phasmophobia. You've got your $15-20 out of it. I agree with that. However, as a solo developer, you should be updating people on a regular basis. If you're making that much money off of a very popular game, like, I can only imagine how much money the developer of Phasmophobia has at this point, because all the money thrown... That game is very popular right now. People are buying it left and right. Why can't the developer take some of that money, since updates are coming so slowly, take some of that money and hire another developer or two to get the wheels going? Why are you consistently releasing slow updates? To me, that is not acceptable. Yes, I like the game. Yes, I got a lot of playtime out of it. But it also bothers me that the money that I spend on this game, it's just the content isn't coming or flowing as well as it should. And if it's an issue of, well, now you're asking for more content than what a game's price warrants, I will happily pay 10 or 15 more bucks for a more fleshed out game at that point. You know what I mean? But you have to promise me that you're going to be releasing updates on a more regular basis and more content must come. You know what I mean? That's, in my opinion, that's what needs to happen. Anyway. Okay.
So, any thoughts before we move on to number 4?
Valid reasons.
Valid reasons.
Yeah.
What was your number 4?
My number 4 was do the tutorial.
You're one of those people.
I am.
I agree with yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, I like when people, as soon as they boot up a game and they don't know how something works, they go to the forums instantly and demand instant answers, or they downvote it or whatever. But if they don't take the time to learn the game, you know, then that's on them, not on the developer. And there are instances, though, where the tutorial is lacking. In which
Yeah.
case, they have every right to complain. It depends on the situation.
I don't mind if a tutorial's lacking and if you complain about it, but if you just don't do it flat out,
Because you're lazy.
and yeah, and or just because like you think if you think you have a handle on it, fine, but don't like complain about what you don't know. Don't complain about lack of knowledge when there's a tutorial right there. I don't like when people skip tutorials and then start asking questions. Like if they explain it to you in the beginning, you should know.
I'm biting my tongue right now. I am biting my tongue.
Why? Go ahead.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the average day in the Vince/Idly household. I release 2 or 3 videos a day, sometimes 1 video a day. I'm watching TV.
Mm-hmm.
Babe, what'd you think of this? Babe, what'd you think of that? My response is, I don't know. Did I release a video of it the other day? Maybe you should go watch that. She asks me questions constantly about games that I cover. She doesn't want to watch the video. She just wants instant gratification. You hypocrite! You hypocrite!
I'm not a hypocrite. You're not a tutorial.
Yes, I am. I'm giving you my answer via video form, but you need it from my mouth.
I like it personalized. You know, that's all.
Oh, you're one of those people.
What do you mean one of those people?
You need it signed, and you need that personal. I see. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
I need you to like hug me while you explain a game.
So wait a minute. If I put my video, if you ask me that question, I go to your computer, I put the video on, and then I go and hug you from behind. Are you gonna watch the video then?
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm asking for a friend.
I do watch your videos, for the record. I do. I'm not that bad of a girlfriend that I don't watch your videos. I'm just saying you have a ton of videos out there. It can get overwhelming. And
I need to scale it back, I think, then, huh?
Sometimes when I watch your videos, I'll have multiple tabs of your videos open, and I put them all on I put them on ×2 speed, so I kind of miss a few things, you know.
I see. So what you're saying is you're too lazy to do the tutorial.
No, you're not a tutorial, okay?
Yeah, no.
I'm just saying.
So
I always ask games. I don't always ask you about games, do I? I just like to hear your opinion. Like live. That's why I like your live streams. Your live streams are great.
I see. As you play Planet Zoo in the background, I get it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, do the tutorial.
Do the tutorial. Anything else to say about do the tutorial? I know I hijacked you there for a second, but
a little bit. It's okay though.
Did you have any examples? Anything else to say about it? I don't want to take over.
It kind of coincides with my number 2, but we'll get there.
Okay.
When we get there.
Fair enough.
What was your number 4?
My number 4 was gaming is a form of entertainment. Don't get so angry about it. There are a lot of people that play this game and they get angry when they lose, or they rage quit, or they flip the table, or whatever it is. When I was a kid, I used to spike the NES controller into the ground. I did that on a regular basis. And I am still guilty of that. I am still guilty of getting mad sometimes over losing or playing a game, and it frustrates me. Like, I'm human, it's gonna happen.
Nobody likes to lose.
No one likes to lose, I'll admit that. But at the same time, like, I am still somewhat guilty of that. Like, I've gotten better over the years as I've gotten older and wiser. But I'm still guilty of emotion taking over on occasion when something bad happens in a game, or just something frustrates me in general. I can't get it.
I can attest to that.
Yes, yes, yes. So I guess my number 4 is more like you got to remember in the back of your head, gamers, that gaming is entertainment. It's like reading a book. It's like watching a movie. Gaming is a form of entertainment. Don't take it so seriously. Don't let it control you and your emotions. It's there for you to relax and unwind. If you're getting upset over a video game, then you're doing the opposite of what the game is intended to do. And that is to relax you and to help you unwind and, have a good time with it. You know what I mean? So that was my number 4. Any thoughts?
I agree. That actually goes into something
All
else
right,
in my life.
I
But
will not comment any further yet. So, okay, fine. So,
wait, quick example. Kind of like when you beat me, you smashed me in Wingspan.
I
I
did
took
not smash
I
you.
took it to heart. I don't think I've ever beaten you in Wingspan. Probably the very first time in the board game. But I'm just saying, I was like, ha, 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 how funny, you beat me, great. But deep down, I was burning.
But
But
you're like that with board games all the time, though. You're extremely competitive. It's not meant as a criticism, but when we play board games, after we stop recording, you're often like, I want to play again. And that's only because you want a rematch. Exactly. But to be fair, you've actually beaten me half, if not more, than I've beaten you
really?
in the board game. Yes, it's very even,
No
which is
way.
a testament to the games, though, because like you were not a board gamer prior to meeting me, and that was 3 years ago. Meanwhile, I've been board gaming for a very long time. The fact that you can beat me regularly or beat me
No.
half the time should tell you something. The game is both balanced and you're better than you think you are.
Well, okay, so referring to your list on your number 4, was it number 4?
Yeah, am I getting off track? Is that what that is?
So, no, I just want to like try to bring it back and link it. So, if I do beat you, do you get upset?
I guess I'm more upset with myself for not playing as well. It depends on the situation. If it's RNG related, I am less upset because then I can go, oh well, it was a bad roll of the dice. It was bad luck. But if
Okay.
it's an abstract game, to where like I pride myself because I've played chess for years. I know when it comes to non-luck games and I'm beaten at him, then that's sort of like that's a blow to my intelligence because
Yeah.
I could have pulled out on top had I played better. And I'm more angry at myself, not angry at you.
Yeah, it's a pride thing.
It is a pride thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, have you ever? Okay, have you ever rage quit with me in a game or something?
Have I? Well, that word domination game that we played on Tabletop Simulator. At that, I went halfway through the game. I was like, I want this to be over. Like you've clearly won. When it comes to word games, you are way better than I am. Like my vocabulary is not as. What's the word I'm looking for? Isn't it ironic that I can't find the word? You see, yes. My point exactly. I can't finish this thought. I can't finish this thought. My point is, you are better at word games than I am because of your vocabulary. You're very quick to form words and to come up with unscrambling letters. I have not only a speech impediment, but reading and writing were always my weakest point. And I only do my best writing, blogging, when I can sit and think for a long time about what I want to write. Like, I think from a delivery standpoint, I'm good because I like to write stories. I wrote stories as a kid all the time. I like the delivery. I like the plots and coming up with stuff. When it comes down to actually vocalizing what I'm trying to say, I have a weakness. Public speaking, forget it. I was never good at it. So, like, when it comes to word games like that, you are way better than me. So when I play a word game with you, I go into it knowing, man, I got to be in the mood to lose. That's all there is to it.
Aww.
You know what I mean? So, but I don't mind that because you enjoy it. The fact that you enjoy playing those games, that's the whole point. It's not whether or not I want to play it and lose. It's whether or not are the people that I'm with, are they having fun? If the answer is yes, then, I've accomplished my goal in using games to bring people together. You know what I mean?
Well, okay, we should play Shards of Infinity again.
You beat me last time as well.
Or Mystic Vale.
Are you listing games that you beat me at badly? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm just saying.
Top 5 games that idly beat the crap out of Vincent.
No. I'm just saying that if you feel like you don't rage quit and you feel like, you can lose with grace, I think we both can lose with grace, and I think we should totally play Shards of Infinity again. I'm just saying.
Shards of Infinity is okay as a deck builder, but I think there are other deck builders out there that do the job better.
Like Artifact, I'm sure.
Artifact, I like Artifact. If it weren't for the
can't
fact that
like-
it has shoddy single player content,
Yeah.
and you have to pay for the cards. And for the record, you beat me the last 2 games that we played in Artifact.
No, absolutely not.
Yes, you did. Look
Did
it
I?
up. Look
Well,
it
that
up.
was beginner's luck because I
No,
am
it wasn't beginner's luck. It was
horrendous at that
no.
game.
We played. It was like our 3rd or 4th video on Artifact, and you beat me bad.
No,
Yes, you did.
I don't believe you.
No, you did. You
I'm
did.
bad. I'm honestly, every time I go into Artifact with you, I'm always like, oh my gosh, he's gonna destroy me. Like I have to accept
No. It starts off that way, and then you turn it around, and at the last second, you like bam, like you come.
Then I don't know how. It's just
the comeback queen is, you call me the comeback king, but very often you're like the comeback. Look at our game of Smartphone Inc. I was beating you the entire time, and on that last round, you got like 80 some points. It was ridiculous.
That was luck.
That was
for sure
ridiculous.
luck.
Absolutely ludicrous.
I was sweating in that game. I'll say that right now. Like you were killing me. I was like, oh, I don't know, how am I gonna pull this off?
Yeah, you did really well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we both lose with grace. So yeah, those are the good number 4.
Okay. All right.
Oh, you don't think I do?
It was more about me than you, but okay.
Oh, okay.
Number 3. What is your number 3?
Patience.
Patience. Okay. So what? Please elaborate.
That was kind of like yours. If you lose, then it's okay.
Incorrect.
Yes. No, I'm kidding. I mean, yes. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, just patience on everything. It's a general thing. If you lose, you lose, or if you don't get something in a game, just I don't know, like just take your time with it, learn it. Okay, I remember. I kind of forgot what I did this. Okay.
So you're stalling at this point. You're
stalling.
like, I see.
I'm improvising.
Improvising.
No. So when I wrote patience, I also meant if there's a game that you're playing, you don't really like it, but that there's other content that's coming, I think you should keep playing, and I think you should try and see what all the game has to offer. I know you kind of disagree with this because I know you've gotten a lot of flack from people who are like, oh, you've only played like 30 minutes of this, So
it depends on the game, okay? My response to that is this. If we're talking a huge game with content all over the place, then yes, half an hour may not be enough time to fully appreciate a game. If you're playing a very simple game with a singular theme, and it is the same from beginning to end, you should not need to play for several hours to know whether or not you're going to like it. It depends on the game. Some games alternate between different genres. Oh, is it an action platformer right now? Oh, now it's a deck builder. Oh, now it's this. Now it's games that jump all over the place like that. Or look at Grand Theft Auto. As big as that game is, okay, it's huge, right? But I couldn't stomach more than a half an hour, and I would give it a bad review if I were to review it right now, just because it through and through, even though it has a lot of content. It revolves around a singular theme, and that is let's cuss every other word.
Yeah,
that's not. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's realistic, and if it is, people need to stop that crap. But like, it's crude, it's vile, and I could not, as a parent, ever show that to my kid ever. It's just not. That is not appropriate at all. Even for adults to play, like, that's just too much. It's pushing the envelope too much. So, like, even though I've only played Grand Theft Auto for half an hour to an hour. Huh?
The 5th one?
Yeah, the 5th one. I couldn't stand it. I turned it off and I uninstalled it. I'm like, I'm glad I didn't pay for this. It was free on Epic for that short period of time. I played it, I hated it. It was terrible. So, my point is, you shouldn't need to play a game for all the way through to see whether or not you like something. If it has the same general concept across the board and you don't like it, that should be enough. You know what I mean?
I agree. Like, if you know that it's just going to be a flatline type of game, then yeah, maybe patience isn't the way to go. But, I mean, if you kind of know what the game has in store and you're trucking along and you know it's going to be good, I think it should be, like, worth the wait.
If new gameplay mechanics and features unlock as you go, that's one thing. And if those features change the way you play the game, then yes, I can see where you need to get up to this point to fully see it. But if it smells like crap from day one, and it smells like crap half an hour in, it's going to smell like crap for the rest of your experience. I'm sorry to say it. That's just, and no one should have to sit there and play it all the way through to verify that it's crap. I don't need to stick my finger in an electric socket several times to know that it's bad for me. Once is enough. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have to do it for several hours to figure that out. There's a reason why common sense exists. So, I mean, there are two sides to it. It depends on the game. It depends on, what features are in it. But anyway.
There's one game called Last Day of June or Last Day of July, something like that.
Okay.
And it starts off relatively pretty good. And the middle is a bit lacking. There's a lot of puzzling. There's a lot of back and forth. But the view and the story itself is so good. So as you keep trucking along, once you get to the end, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I stayed with it. It's such a great game. But I think there's a lot of games like that I think people need to give a chance to. But yeah.
If there's an engaging story involved, but it's also I'm playing devil's advocate here. It's also up to the developer to hook the player. I mean, to make the game appealing.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, yes, they have an artistic vision, but it's also their job to hook the gamer. And if they're not hooked within half an hour, then they've failed, in my opinion. Look at commercials. I mean, the standard practice is hook them within the first 3 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever. If you haven't done that, then you failed in your commercial. And the reason for that is look at YouTube ads. There's that skip button that appears after 5 seconds. That's why the first 5 seconds of an ad are probably the most important. So the same thing with games. You need to do something that hooks gamers within the first couple of minutes so that they continue playing and they're hooked to it. You know what I mean? But from a gamer standpoint, at the same time, if that hook has not occurred and you're having a miserable time an hour in, I don't see a reason to keep going. But that's just me. Unless the game significantly changes.
Or unless if there's achievements.
Wrong. That is an instant incorrect. There it is. Incorrect.
Idly thing.
Yeah, that is a you addiction thing. Worf said it best.
You see, they are insane.
Yes, insane. Yes.
No, I agree. When a game becomes a chore, then yeah, patience is not going to help you.
But no, I understand your point though. What you're saying is, give games a chance. But at some point you have to draw the line and go, okay, I've given the game a chance. It's pissing me off. I don't like it. I'm done. But that's the thing. Everyone has different patience thresholds. My patience threshold is going to be different than yours. It's going to be different than everyone else's. So I guess this goes back to gamers being respectful of each other. But anyway,
yeah,
that's a later entry that I won't touch on right now.
All right, what's your number 3 or 1, 2? I forget.
We're on number 3. Okay. My number 3 is take responsibility for your actions because, well, kids are watching. I see a lot of filth, a lot of negativity, a lot of toxicity. And this is on forums, on reviews, those stupid asterisk, those pictures that people make via dashes and asterisks. You know what I'm talking about on Steam reviews? Like
yeah,
those memes. Yeah, the art, like just
text art.
memes. Yeah, text art, memes. Like it's just gamers. Like, okay, if you're capable of being mature and responsible, be that way. Don't post a comment. Don't be negative. Don't be toxic for no reason. Even if you have a reason, can it? Because you're setting a really bad example for the other kids that go into those forums. Look at that. You got to understand, there are a lot of parents out there that sit their child in front of a computer, and the kid is busy. Now I can actually sit down and take a break. A lot of parents don't monitor what their kids are doing online. There are zero consequences for what kids do online. So, as a responsible gamer, my appeal to you is, and this is something I would hope that you guys would do, is be the better person and be more mature. You know, don't be so toxic. Don't be so hateful. Don't be posting things that set a bad example for humanity in general. Like, I don't know. Like, I have a problem with gamers that just, they act like children, and constant back and forth for no reason. You know, bringing people's, mothers into it and, like, swearing. Just stop it. Like, you're there. This goes back to the whole don't take games so seriously entry. This is a game, and you're fighting over it. You're fighting over a game. How stupid does that make you look? You're supposed to be enjoying yourself. You're supposed to be having fun. Games are supposed to unite people. And you're going to sit there on a public forum and complain and argue and be all toxic? No. You're doing it wrong. So, my entry here is for number 3. Take responsibility for what you're doing, because people are watching. If you don't care about, whether or not someone else's kids are watching, I can understand that, because it is the parents' job to monitor their own kids. But at the same time, all it takes is one person to set a good example for someone else to then set a good example, and that will carry down the line. And that's, I think, a direction that society in general needs to flow, not the other way around. So that was my number 3 entry. Any thoughts or comments?
Yeah, I agree. It was very similar to your other entries, but yeah. I
most of my entries follow the same theme. Don't be a jerk. Number 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Don't be a jerk. So number 2, what was your number 2?
My number 2 was very similar to my number 4, which is Google, read it, and research it.
Okay. So tell me more about that.
You're gonna call me a hypocrite again, I'm sure.
I am. My finger is posed over the hypocrite button.
But
I don't have one, but I'm posing over it.
So now I'm not saying to not ask people. I'm just saying that if it does not seem obvious to you and you've been looking around and actually researching it and trying to find how to do something, then ask a question. But I would say don't ask people very simple things, that you only spent 3 seconds on.
One example is when I go to a Steam forum for an answer, there's 5 different topics for the same exact thing. People don't search for it first to see if it's already been addressed.
Yeah. I have a Discord for Planet Zoo. And first, I Google it, and I look on Reddit, I look on Steam forums, and then I do the last resort and go on the Discord and ask a live person there,
That's baloney.
What do you mean?
I'm kidding. I just wanted to get your that reaction, though. I just wanted to see your reaction. You're like, ooh!
How dare you?
Wow, that was a Fraser.
I am wounded.
I am. How could you say such a thing?
Yeah.
You're making me out to be a liar, and I'm not.
Yeah.
All right. So, but yeah, I'm just saying,
You're a bum.
Listen, Coach Rudy. I love you and all, but get off of Vince's sound pad. So
Sit down. Speak. Hello.
You're having way too much fun.
I am. Yes. All right, go ahead. Sorry. My hands are okay. I'm good. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, and I'm not trying to call out anyone. I know a lot of people like this. You know, a lot of my friends, a lot of people who watch this are kind of like that. You know, they'll go into a game, be like, okay, how do I do this? How do I do that? And it's like, okay, well, you know, there's like sort of tutorials there, or you know, you can Google it. But
all right,
I'm just saying
that. Okay, I can understand that. Like, okay, let's take an example. Like one of our friends, Kayan, was offering.
You're gonna call him out.
No, I'm. This is a positive thing. Okay.
Oh, okay.
He had suggested that we get into space engineers.
Yeah.
And space engineers has a high learning curve. Yes. Now, I can see in situations where if you're new to a game and the other people are receptive to it and they want to show you what they know, that is one thing. That I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Like, these are friends getting together, enjoying a game together, the experts teaching the newbies how the game works, and they're all having a good time doing it. That is a situation that is okay.
Yeah,
I think you're referring to, you know, you're not playing with friends that, you know, you just bought a game and now you've spent 5 minutes and you haven't done any research. You don't know how to, you know what I mean? That's when you're bothering people online trying to get an answer for something you should already have the answer. That there's a clear difference there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I had a friend who was playing Astroneer. I'm not calling you out. I won't say any names. I'm just saying that he was playing Astroneer. And every 3 seconds, I felt bad because he didn't know what to do, and he just rage uninstalled it.
Wow.
He rage uninstalled. He didn't know what to do. I'm like, you should have just Googled it or asked me. I wasn't on at the time. You should have asked me. Mm-hmm. But yeah. And that's a great game.
There are some people that have a low patience threshold, like you were talking about patience earlier. Some people... You know, some people want a more handheld experience when it comes to a tutorial, and other people want more freedom to try things.
Yeah. I agree.
But not all games cater to everyone. Mm-hmm. Some are like, look at Kingdom 2 Crowns or Kingdom New Lands. The tutorial is barely existent, and if you make a mistake, you get penalized for it. You get punished for it. You know, cutting down a tree by accident. Oh, there's no undo button. And now you've just demolished this vagrant camp. You know, you're going to have to play better next time. Like, that's what I mean. Like, there are some games that are just brutal that way. And I can see why some people might rage uninstall. Other people are going to go, well, that's challenging. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I want a game that you know, stuffs my face in a toilet and gives me the toilet swirlies, whatever they're called, every time I scroll. Like, some people live off of that. It's just weird. People are weird. Anyway.
It's
they're
just
different.
People throw out common sense. Like I think gamers are kind of funneling into a really bad generation of gaming, which is they're just losing all types of common sense. Mm-hmm. I think
I missed an opportunity to do this.
Okay.
I talked about the toilet swirly. I should have played that. I fail as a podcaster. All right.
You could have just inserted it after you uploaded it or something. Like in your edit.
No.
He doesn't do edits. He just does it.
I don't edit. No, I don't have time. Who has time to edit? Seriously.
Oh my gosh. All right.
You're fired.
You need an assistant. Just saying. Just saying.
Okay.
All right. What was your number 1?
Are we on number... No, we're on number 2.
Are we? Oh, yeah, that's right. What was your number 2?
It's very simple. Mm-hmm. And I'm guilty of this too. Stop and smell the roses from time to time. Go upstairs.
Not if the roses smell like crap.
Okay. Go upstairs, watch some Netflix, watch some Hulu, watch some Frasier, watch some whatever you're watching at the time. Just walk away from the computer, walk away from your game, do something else. I mean, it's ironic because my channel is called Dad's Gaming Addiction. Addiction. So, like, I know it sounds hypocritical of me to say that, but at the same time, like, I will sometimes be. I notice that the longer I'm down here in my man cave playing and reviewing games, the more irritable sometimes I get because it feels more like work at that point. So I have to remember to walk away, do something else, go cook something. So my advice is that someone that's been gaming for, I don't know, 35. I mean, I'm 39, but 35 years. I started playing early. So just take some time to do other things. Play in moderation. We don't. Yep. I say that. Meanwhile, how many hours do I have playing on? How I spend, 10, 12 hours a day on my computer. You know what I mean? I say that. I know I'm a hypocrite. That I will admit it. I'm being hypocritical right now. But this is just a general advice that if I could,
though. Like, it's true. I think a lot of good gamers know that, but they just don't do it. You know. But it's true.
All right. Well, that was my number 2. What was your number 1?
My number 1 was toxicity.
Toxicity.
Which is basically your whole list.
That ties into my number 1, but I'll go ahead.
Mine is good sportsmanship and toxicity. I hate toxic people, and I'm not talking about no damn. Ooh, excuse my French. You have to bleep that out. I'm not talking about no masculine toxicity, toxic masculinity. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about. Are you gonna do it again?
I'm waiting.
I'm waiting for it. One more time. Hurry up.
Go ahead. My hands are away.
So. So I don't like the toxicity that people get when they play competitive multiplayers. That's the big one.
We were just talking about League of Legends.
Yes.
Where it's a cooperative MOBA, 5v5, you got 4 teammates, you and 4 other people, but yet you're fighting over kills. And people get mad when you go into their lane and you try and help them, but they yell at you because you're taking their kills, their last hit kills. That is a complete opposite of what should happen in a cooperative game. Whereas Heroes of the Storm, where I've said this countless times, whatever you do benefits the team. So like that's examples of 2 games that are similar MOBAs, but they have completely opposite approaches, and one is right and one is wrong, in my opinion.
And it's not even that. It's in so many other games. It's in Killing Floor. It's in Dead by Daylight. It's in just so many other
Dead by Daylight. The amount of yelling and toxic crap I've seen. Like, my son plays this. Dead by Daylight, and he's like, I don't know how many hours he has into it, but
he has over 20,000 hours.
Well, maybe, but it's a lot. It's one of the few games he plays on a regular basis, and like, I've got, as a parent, he is 20 years old, but as a parent, I still go to his Steam profile. I read the comments. I check in on his Discord to see what he's doing and what he's posting. While he's living under my roof, I'm going to do it, and. Some of the things I see are like, wow, like that's toxic. You know what I mean? And people post, sometimes he'll take the higher road and not say anything. Other times he'll be toxic right back. And I'm like, man, so I got to talk to him later kind of thing. But that's what I mean. Like, yeah, there are a lot of toxicity and toxic people out there.
It stinks because like, that really honestly spreads. If you're toxic to one person, that person is going to be toxic to you right back and possibly going to be toxic to another person. I've seen it happen. You know, sometimes I'm guilty of it myself and I'll start fighting back with fighting words, you know, but
I just said that in number 3, where you take responsibility for your actions. Kids are watching, you know, one positive deed will go down the chain, whereas one negative could also do the same thing. Yeah. You're paying it forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can't stand it. Like, it's disgusting behavior in the gaming community. It's just a game. You know, there needs to be good sportsmanship all the way around. And there's never any of that. Oh, on chess videos. Sometimes I'll go on chess videos and I'll watch stuff there, and I see like, people getting pissed, like so upset, and people are crying or swearing, like in just simple chess videos or esports videos. It's just so ridiculous sometimes.
I agree. I mean, I do believe, and I'm not a sports person, so I could be wrong, but I think there are rules in, say, the NFL or football where unsportsmanlike conduct is penalized by money and like time away from the game, something like that.
Time for it, yeah.
Right. So at least, even though I hate football, they're doing something that makes sense when it comes to sportsmanlike conduct. Those same set of rules should apply to anything. And some people may not consider gaming a sport or chess a sport.
Yeah.
That being said, the attitude that you bring to a chess game, that you bring to a video game, should be positive, just like as if you were playing an actual quote-unquote sport like football. You know what I mean? I totally agree with that.
Yeah. Like when I start my games, I always try to, like, if someone's like, oh, I'm sorry, for not picking this person, I always try to be like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. It's just a game. It's just, good luck, have fun. If they do something cool, I'll say something in the middle of the game. I think more of that in any gaming community, should happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, there are, like I said earlier, there's very few consequences to being a jerk online, to posting toxic comments online. Like in real life, you could get punched in the face. Yeah. On the internet, you can say whatever you want, log off, and that's it. Nothing can happen to you unless you get banned or whatever. You know what I mean? Or get reported. At worst, you lose access to your game for a while or whatever. But 95% of people that are toxic online get away with it because there are no consequences to those kind of actions.
I agree.
And there needs to be some kind of rule set into place to make the internet and games a more friendly place and more civil place.
There's just not enough of good sportsmanship, I think, in the gaming world.
No, I agree with that. Yeah. I mean, on the playground, when I was in the 80s, or 80s, 90s, on the playground, we would play football with like a little soft ball or whatever. And that was, we were encouraged to have good sportsmanship, to be, even though we lost, we were friendly to the other team. We shook hands.
Yep.
Right.
Slapping each other's butts. Mm-hmm.
Well, we didn't. It was a Catholic school.
Oh, okay.
That was frowned upon. I'm just
saying. Each other with the ruler, then.
Well, the nuns could do that. Not the kids. But I'm just saying. But my point is, like, things are much different now. Mm-hmm. Like, as things migrate to newer technology, to online presences, it's like we're getting away from that human factor, and now we're in this online world where the rules don't matter yet. Mm-hmm. And that needs to change in order.
I'm sorry, real quick. It's called keyboard warriors, right?
I don't know. You're the youngin'. You know more about that than I do.
That's the term. Like when you're like furiously typing, it's a keyboard warrior type of thing.
Now, is this keyboard warrior like toxic, or is this person like trying to defend someone else's honor? I don't get it.
It's toxic. It's absolutely toxic.
Okay, I don't know.
That's what they're called. Like if you're like
warriors. That sounds like an '80s Mattel toy. Keyboard warriors. Da, 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 da. Like I'm just like I'm picturing a commercial on TV. Keyboard warrior. Yeah. Guitar riff. Yeah.
It took me a while to do it because I didn't want to drop it.
Yeah. As fingernail clippings fall out of it.
Ew.
I am one of those people. I can only imagine how much crap I have in my keyboard right now.
Oh my gosh, did you see there was a video out there, I don't remember what it was called or anything, but it was years ago. A lady dipped over her keyboard, lice fell out, dude.
Ew.
And lice eggs. It was disgusting. People, please, 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 for the love of God, clean your keyboard, please.
Sit
You're
down.
trying to find
I'm trying to find a sound effect. Or, no.
Wow.
Wow, wow, wow.
Are you always this wow?
I went to a friend's house a while back, and I saw their keyboard, and I'm like, this is disgusting. Their keyboard looked like it was from a haunted house from like 50 years ago. It was only like a couple years old. So I offered to clean it for them because I couldn't see that. It was so sad. And so I actually individually took out all the cups, like not the cups, the buttons. You know how like you can pop out the keyboard buttons? And I cleaned on the inside and everything. And when I put it back, he was like, wow, that looks brand new.
Wow.
It was so disgusting.
Wow. So then, wow.
All right, fine.
All right, okay.
So, what are we on now? Number
I think
one.
we're on your number one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, my number one, and again, this is a general similar theme. People will have opposing opinions. Deal with it and be respectful regardless. There are tons of people that, and this is more so on Steam reviews in the comments section. One person says they don't like a game, people come in and attack them. They're like, what are you talking about? Blah, 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 blah. You know, they clearly don't know how to play the game. They don't play it right, blah, 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 blah. You know, just the whole, you know, defend it. And what's funny is I never see that on a good review. It's funny how these kinds of people only come into these arguments over a game that they really like that other people don't. It's not the other way around. Very rarely do I go into a positive Steam review and look at the comments and go, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. This is a terrible game. What are you talking about? No, it's always it's more like I like this game and I am personally offended that you don't like it too. That's what this boils down to. I feel attacked that you don't like the game that I like. That's what this is. And people need to understand that in the real world, there is no one singular view that everyone is going to agree upon 100%. You know, there's no game out there that everyone is going to like. So, and no opinion that you make is going to make everyone happy either. That's just something you have to deal with in real life. So don't be, I guess my point here is, you know, when you see a review that you don't agree with, leave it. Move on. Don't get offended by it. It's one person's
fanboy. That's what it's called.
Okay. All right, fine. Don't be a fanboy. There we go. Like think about it. You're getting mad over someone else's opinion. How does that make you look? Are you seriously gonna? Is that? Do you have nothing better to do? Do you have nothing better to do than to go through all the reviews and get mad over other people's opinions? I wish I had that much time on my hands. I don't. Find something more constructive to do. Grow up and deal with it. Deal with the fact that other people are not going to always see eye to eye with your opinions. Accept it. Move on. That's all I got to say about that.
Good job.
Yeah. All right. Did you have any honorable mentions, or can we move right into the next segment?
I had a couple honorable mentions.
Well, go for it. All right, I have none.
One is keep your computer area clean. I think all gamers really listen. I'm good at cleaning.
How many of these bottles are hanging around your desk right now?
I'm not good at cleaning up after myself, but I could totally clean up after other people. I'm just saying. Just say it.
Hypocrite.
I'm just saying, keep your area clean. Listen, I'm not a pigsty. I'll show you right now. I'm not that much of a pigsty. I'll take my camera and I'll flip it over, but I won't do that right now because I do have puddles. So, anyways, I'm just saying, keep your area clean, put fans, keep your computer cool, take care of your equipment, So that's I take care of my equipment, okay? I do. Just saying.
And anything else? Any
That
other?
was it.
Any
No,
other
I'm
honorable
not gonna
mentions?
say anything else because you just called me a hypocrite.
No, go ahead. I'll stop. Go ahead. What other
No,
honorable mentions do you have? If
that
any?
was it. It's
That was
just to keep your stuff clean, keep your equipment cooled, and
Okay.
Dust it from time to time and all that. Get good stuff, good equipment, and save on deals. And save on deals.
Okay.
And don't purchase early access. Not early access. Pre-purchase. Don't pre-purchase. I hate pre-purchases. That's all.
I can somewhat agree with that. Although I am guilty.
Oh, hypocrite.
Once again, for the 10th time in this entire podcast series, we are accepting applications for a new co-host. Yeah.
I always have to do that at least once.
Yes.
Annoy you.
I
like
see.
Crazy.
No, pre-purchases, okay, like... The problem with pre-purchases now is that games are not living up to the same QC standards as they were in the past. In days of yore, when console games were released, they had to be good out of the box and perfect out of the box because there were no updates back then. Now, with everything being online and digital, games are being released half-baked, and, we'll release patches for it. So, yeah, I can see why pre-purchasing nowadays is a bit more risky, because the quality has gone down overall, across the whole board, and it's a shame. That being said, sometimes as a Star Wars fan or Star Trek fan, I see something themed, I gotta get it. So, I'm guilty of that. And once again, I have to remind you, we are accepting applications for a new co-host for the DGA podcast. So, yeah.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
One of these days, I'm gonna have a T-shirt. I'm gonna order a T-shirt that says "Star Wars is terrible. Star Trek is terrible."
All right, so...
I'm kidding.
So, once again... no. All I hear is... That's all I hear.
Wah, 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 wah. No, I like Star Trek. I like Star Wars. I'm just kidding. I'm not as obsessed as you, but, it's okay.
All right, so we're going to move on to, I guess, the reason why we're doing this particular podcast today. Last week, the Patreon money wasn't there. Now it is, so I can properly thank everyone that has helped to support me during this time. Patreon people, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Ratsy's pledged $135 this month for a lifetime of $3,230. That is awesome. Scotty R pledged $100 for a lifetime of $1,510. Greg Howe pledged $10 for a lifetime of $422. Brian pledged $50 for a lifetime of $400.
Wow.
Mind a Lot pledged $5 for a lifetime of $80. Rip Alpha pledged $1 for a lifetime of $45. Alyssa Barrett and Rabid Amoeba both pledged $1 for a lifetime of $4 each. So thank you all so much. Twitch subscribers, White Knight 74648 has subscribed for 33 months now. Bessa 702 31 months. Mistama 16 months. X Misa 88 4 months. Rapid Amoeba 4 months. FBN ZZ's Journey 3 months. S Princess 84 1 month, and Pand 4 Express, I don't know what that is, 1 month. So everyone, thank you for your support. It is awesome. I do appreciate it. Moving on to new releases. I don't know what she's doing over there. Like I'm in Excel, and all I hear is bumping against the microphone.
Sorry.
I glance over, and she's like, I don't know.
I'm bowing down to
I
those
see.
that are, because it's very nice of them.
Agreed. New releases. With the Steam sale being over now, not a whole lot. Nerds Online is free to play. Brought to you by Zachtronics. He's known for his puzzles, but Nerds Online is a multiplayer solitaire game of sorts. I don't know anything about it, but I might try it. Cobra Kai, The Karate Kid. There's more. The saga continues. 15% off, $17. I think it's got very positive reviews on Steam right now. Fights in Tight Spaces Prologue. That's a free-to-play version. I liked the demo. Can't wait to see the full game on that. Puzzle Together is a jigsaw puzzle game. Free-to-play as well. Dragon Quest. Oh, this is going to be long. Dragon Quest XIS... Echoes of an Elusive Age TM Definitive Edition is $40. Yeah, I don't know if they could fit any other. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed a letter. Dragon Quest R XIS Echoes of an Elusive Age TM Definitive Edition. Why did you go all dark?
Sorry.
I'm just curious. Okay.
I was just trying to see how it would look like with this lamp off.
Interesting.
Sorry.
Okay, so that's $40, and then Cyberpunk 2077 and $60. That's relatively new. Sales. Steam. Rust is 33% off, $27. Due Process is 50% off, $12.49. Vegas Pro 14 Edit Steam Edition, 72% off, $56. Witchit, 50% off, $10. Not a whole lot. Steam sale on Green Man Gaming kind of light because of their recent winter sale. Stalker bundle on Green Man Gaming, 72% off, $11.29. Wingspan, 26% off, $14.71. FIFA 21, 67% off, $26.64. And The Sims, 89% off, $4.32, not counting the thousands of expansions that you can buy with it. No, if that was like an all-in-one, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, really?
That's what they need to do. Like, make a bundle that is like $40 so that you can get everything.
So wait, what is $4? The Sims 4?
The core game.
Of The Sims 4?
Yes.
Okay.
The Sims 4 core game is $4.32. Typically, it's 75% off, typically. But now it's 89% off.
Wow. Okay.
I'm guessing Sims 5 is in the works.
Mm-hmm.
Humble. There's a lot here. So I'll try and get through this as quickly as possible. No Man's Sky, 50% off, $30. Adrift, 75% off, $5. Space Crew, 30% off, $14. Interplanetary Enhanced Edition, 80% off, $3. Avon Colony, 75% off, $7.50. FTL, the very first game I ever reviewed, 75% off, $2.50. Great game. Surviving Mars, 66% off, DLCs along with it for various prices. But the core game is $10, roughly. Ashes of the Singularity, Escalation, 55% off, $13.49. Galactic Civilization 3, 66% off, $13.59. Off-World Trading Company, 50% off, $15. And there's a ton more to look at, so go check that out. I will do Spanish sentence of the week now. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. I can only imagine. We need the proper music to go along with that, so...
Yeah, ball with the bar, the bang, something.
Wow, no.
What?
That. What were you thinking of?
The ball with the bar song. That one, yeah.
How is this Spanish theme?
Ball, bing, but I don't know.
This is Buck Bumble. Could you imagine if Q appeared on the bridge of the Enterprise and this was playing? Nice. Okay, I'm good. So, back to what... Yes. I have to redeem myself.
Wow.
All right.
That trumpet.
You like that?
That's
All right.
great.
So you gave me the sentence to translate. Mm-hmm. Well, that upside down exclamation point means you're yelling, like you're exclaiming. It's an exclamation point, but it's upside down. So this must be like, whoa. Okay, so unace nosotros para la noche comunitaria los viernes. Siempre es una maravilla. So, what does that mean? Unace.
The way you say that is amazing.
What? It's right, isn't it?
I love it. Yes.
Unace.
Yes.
Unace. Unace is the name of a American Indian tribal leader. So I'm gonna go with Unace, because it's capitalized. Nosotros night, a night, for para the night. Noche. So nosotros and noche. I'm gonna say nosotros is evening. So okay, and then comunitaria is community. Los viernes, Thursday. Wait, viernes is Friday, maybe. Okay, so we've got Unace, who is the American Indian tribal leader. In the evening and at night, has community nights on Friday. Siempre es una maravilla. Siempre, simply, it's Margaritaville. So I'm thinking.
Margaritaville.
Yes.
Good.
Well, is that right? I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. So, what is it really?
All right. So it says, Únase a nosotros para la noche comunitaria los viernes. Siempre es una maravilla.
Oh, nosotros could also be Notre Dame.
Yes. Yes.
That might be
or nostrils.
nostrils, but I think it's Nostradamus.
Okay. All right.
Good. All right. So, what does it mean? You tell me.
It means join us for community night on Fridays. It's always a blast.
That was close. Okay, I
There's no guy there named Unace.
I disagree with that. I mean, it's my podcast. I'll do what I want. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Ask any Spaniard; he'll tell you. So there we go. That was Spanish sentence of the week. I have no pet pictures this week, but if you want to submit any, feel free to do so. DGA podcast at yahoo.com. And I think that is it. I think we got through everything that we're going to get through. Again, community nights are typically Friday every 7 p.m. EST. We've been doing Jackbox, Phasmophobia, Eco. We have an Eco server up and running now, and I'm trying to run that on a daily basis so people. It's like a Minecraft-y community style builder. People gain skills, and one person can be a farmer, one person can be a miner, or you can learn many skills and try your hand at doing a number of things. But it's a grind, just FYI. Again, I think Kayan was talking about Space Engineers. I don't have the game, but I may look at it during the next sale. So yeah, if you like what you see here, feel free to subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content that I happen to publish. This is Vince and Ida Lee. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take care.
Bye, guys.